Hello everyone and welcome to my first Q&A. Now I said I'd do this for my 200 sub special. That was a week or so ago. I've kind of been putting it off. I was planning on doing it the other day. And I've kind of got around to doing it today, but I look like crap, as you can probably see. I'm quite tired. But here we are anyway. So if you don't know, I'm doing this because of, as I said, 200 subs. So I thought I might let you guys ask me a few questions just so you guys can get to know me a bit better. If you don't know what I look like, you do now, and you obviously haven't seen the full video for my 200 subs montage, because at the end of that I did, I guess, a face reveal. I'm not too bothered about face reveals or anything. I think it's just, you know, something that's happened. Not too bothered. I think I mentioned this before. I wasn't too bothered about my face in general. It was just, you know, at some point I had to do it for what I want to be able to do, like making not necessarily vlogs, but just videos of whatever I'm doing. I don't know what that's going to be yet, but I don't know. It means I can still post pictures and stuff of me and all that stuff. So it's just something that I did eventually. But anyway, so Q&A, there's just a few questions that I've got. About half of them are from Command Coder, so well done, Command Coder. But we've got a few other questions too. But we'll get onto those in just a moment. But quickly I mentioned that this is going to be a Patrick's World episode, so there is going to be some footage of me playing around on Patrick's World in the background there. I haven't recorded that yet, so I'm going to answer all these questions and then I'm going to go record that and then edit it so that it's all crissy-crossy, completely seamless. And you won't know the difference, but I will, because I made it. Anyway, so we shall now get on to the first couple of questions and enjoy the video, I guess. Alright, so the first question here is from Dordor, and Command Coder also asked it twice. Did he? Yes, Command Coder asked it twice. How old are you?
7, but I look a lot older.
I hope that answers the question. Next we have one from Jacqueline. She asks, do you like peach pies in real life? I think so. I've had like apple crumble that's had peaches in it. I guess that counts as a peach pie. I can't say I've actually had a peach pie, let alone a McPeach pie. Ruben asks, what is your MBTI? So that's that, what's it called? That personality test thing, isn't it? I'll quickly go do it now. And here is the result. Drum roll, please. Then he asks, what is your favorite ice cream? Ooh, that's a tough one, because I love ice cream. I really like just good old chocolate ice cream, nothing wrong with that. Here we have Cadbury ice cream. I'm not sure if they make Cadbury ice cream anywhere else. They probably do, but there's a caramello one that's really yum. Oh, my favorite, of course, how could I forget? Orange chocolate chip is my favorite, that orangey flavored ice cream with chocolate chips. It's kind of in the name. Then he asks, have you ever eaten peanuts without using your fingers? No? Not that I can recall anyway. Unless you count, like, I've eaten satay food with a fork. Does that count? Orange or walnut? So, next couple of questions here are from Cow29 or Toby or Hero or Cow Empire. How do you feel YouTube? How do you feel YouTube? Oh, how do you feel YouTube could improve with this recent sub purge that happened? I think also, how do you feel you can improve? Okay, that's another question. First off, the sub purge, I think, was a smart thing to do. Sure, you know, it sucks that some people lost hundreds of thousands. Well, I think I don't know, but tens of thousands of subscribers, which is unfortunate. It really does suck for those people. But I mean, it's accurate. That's what I think is okay about it. It's an accurate representation of the subscriber count or your subscriber base. So sure, it does suck, and it put, say, like Pineapple back under 100 subs, and it put me like a week behind getting 200 subs and all that. But I think it's fair. Those people did subscribe at some point. They felt that the channel was worthy of a subscription. But they're inactive now. They're not, or some of them were like fake accounts and all that kind of stuff. So I guess it's fair. I think improvements they could make to it is maybe being more. Well, I mean, I don't follow YouTube on Twitter or anything, so I wouldn't know. But possibly just letting people know what's going on. Because, well, from what I saw anyway, there wasn't much said about it. But, I think it's a fair system what they did. They did make it clear. I saw a tweet somewhere eventually pop up that said, these are removing fake accounts and all inactive accounts and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not really sure what. I think they could improve on that. And lastly, here we go. Also, how do you feel you can improve? That's a good question, because the one thing I always tell people when I get asked, which has happened a few times actually, advice or any tips on starting your own channel and all that, is just keep doing what you enjoy. Don't try and push yourself to do something that you won't enjoy or you're making yourself do because you need to. And I've actually experienced that, I think, for my most recent, for the 1.10 Snapshot Survival, when I started that, I pushed myself to make the first episode really quickly because I needed to get it uploaded on that day, and that just turned out terrible, and I regretted it so much. So I regretted it so much that I mentioned this at the end of the video. I think it's from the first one, but I completely deleted that recording, reverted my world from a backup, and just re-recorded the whole thing because it wasn't natural, and I wasn't happy with the result of it. So I guess how I could improve is just, I always look for improvements. There's nothing I can think of at the moment. I'm quite happy with the setup and the system I've got going, just in the way that I record and the way that I edit and all that kind of stuff, and how I interact with my fan base and all that. But there's always improvements you can find and come up with, and I think it's just that general, I always watch my videos back, most of the time anyway. Sometimes I don't have time to watch them back. But I always look for little things I can improve on. I always take a mental note of any mistakes or little hiccups that I don't like in my videos. So I always look for improvements. I guess that's just my answer. I always look for improvements. And if I do find something that I can improve, I go ahead and improve it. And finally, Hero also, or Cal or Toby said, congrats. So thanks to you. Alright, so now we have a whole bunch of questions from Command Coder. I've already answered that one. How old are you? Next one is, what YouTubers do you watch? Well, of course I watch all the other Existence members, but I also watch people like Sky. Sky does Minecraft, you probably know him as, most people will, but I also watch all his other channels like Sky vs Gaming and Office Antics, and then I also watch like all his other people that he works with, like oh god, that guy Barney, Red Factor, Mythan, Your Pal Ross, all those kind of people that he makes videos with. I also watch people, the good old Captain Sparkles. I don't get much time to actually watch all these videos, but these are the people that I watch if I can get a chance. Actually, let's just open up Chrome here. It's on this one. Let's see here. Oh, Phoenix SC, you might know him from making Pokemon Cobalt and Amethyst. I watch a little bit of Achievement Hunter, not much. Bit of Rooster Teeth. Accidental Games, of course. Mumbo Jumbo. Simply Sark. There's just people, I'm just quickly going through my list here. I watch a lot of movie trailers, and speaking of that, Mr. Sunday Movies, he does a lot of kind of videos about comic book movies and stuff. Tango, Impulse, Star Wars Explained, pretty cool channel, definitely go check that one out. Jesper the End, Zuma, not sure if I mentioned that, Hamish and Andy, love Hamish and Andy, Stephen Suptic, log.zip, watch a little bit of log.zip. It's just so I'm subscribed. Actually, my subscriptions, does it tell me? 243. I'm subscribed to 243 people, so I could go through and list them all, but there are just so many people. Kirsterherg, in a nutshell, not even sure how to say that, but I love that channel. Lisa Glade Garden, hi, if you're watching this, hope you're enjoying it. She probably is, and she's probably laughing her head off right now. Yeah, I watch a crazy amount of people, but I never get time to watch them. Right, and then he says, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your favourite letter of the alphabet? 7. What is my favourite colour? Probably green. I really like green, I don't know why. I think I've always liked green, just leaves and grass and stuff. But I guess I have multiple colours, so like green, orange, purple, I quite like those colours. But I guess it's just context. I guess that's what I'm using it in. But green is probably my favourite. I think my Twitter is all green, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's quite green, so probably green, but also like a lot of other colours. What do you think of Trump? I think he knows how to make reality television, and he knows how to treat people like crap. He's a hater on lots of things and lots of people. Racist. Possibly, I've seen articles about this, but he's like Hitler. And I would agree with that. Is New Zealand a nice country? I don't know. But New Zealand's not bad. What do you do as a job? I've mentioned this in my Patrick's Wood episode. I think it was my Patrick's Wood episode. But I work in a hardware store, which I really enjoy. I get to do a whole bunch of different things. I get to work with great people that I all work with. So like tools and power tools, and probably my favorite thing at work that I get to do is tint paint. So like big pails or big cans of paint, and then I, put it into the computer and pick a color and tint it to make that color just out of the base for people, which I really enjoy. I don't know why. I guess it's just the whole making things that I enjoy. So yeah, I work in a hardware store and I really quite enjoy it. But as for long-term careers, possibly I don't think I'll be working in a hardware store or retail for my career. I guess it's just where I am at the moment in my life, working in the hardware store, which I do enjoy, don't get me wrong. But I aspire, I guess, to do hopefully something with media, as you're quite clear. I quite enjoy making videos and stuff like that. But I've also been quite good at web design. So I'd like to really possibly look into either web design or something to do with media. Okay, next here, Kamankader asks, what place do you go to if you're angry / need silence / need to become calm? That's a good question, because I guess have quite a few problems in real life. That's not any of your concern, but there are lots of moments where I get quite anxious or quite worried or concerned or angry or upset. Need silence / need to become calm. So what I generally will do is throw on my headphones, plug in my earphones, whatever, listen to some music, lie down in bed, play Minecraft, just run on a server or go on single player even, build something random, build a house. But what I generally do is I'll go for a walk. I try to go for big long walks, as I'm quite a quick walker, so for the long distances I usually go, I get back very quickly. But I like usually going for walks. It's something that usually gets me calmed down a bit. Lets me also process thoughts and stuff like that, just to get my head clear. But yeah, it's just something that calms me down is probably just, walking and music. But yeah. Next is, who hosts Existence? I guess you're asking who funds it or who pays for it, which is me. I rent it, I guess I can say. Yeah, rent it from... Who do I rent it from? MinecraftHosting.pro. Good host. We had a few problems when we first started hosting with them. Just a few server issues and stuff, like the servers and the website thing went down. But that got back up within a little while. Anyway, but since then we haven't really had too many problems. The server was lagging quite a lot for about a month, but it seems to have fixed itself now. So I rent it from MinecraftHosting.pro, and they're pretty good, pretty cheap too, which is one little bonus because I don't want to have to spend too much to host it. So for 3 gig, we have 3 gigs of RAM for the server. It's about $9 I think. Last time I checked anyway. And finally, how do you go to work? I walk to the bus stop, I get on the bus, then I bus basically to the edge of town, and once I get there, I get off the bus and I walk about 15 minutes to work. So not too bad. I quite enjoy that. My headphones are slowly... Actually, I'm just going to take them off. That's a bit better. So yeah, I bus and then walk for about 15 minutes, which is, well, quite like it. It's a good little way to get to work quickly and get a little bit of a walk in. Okay, Pineapple asks 2 questions. Did you ever think you would get 200? I assume that's meant to be think, knowing Pineapple. I didn't think I was going to get 100. I didn't think I was going to get 50. I was so surprised when I got 20. It's just... I've always made videos because I've wanted to, for fun or enjoyment. My ears just started ringing. That's slightly concerning. So, no, I didn't think I was going to get 200. But I guess once I got 100, I figured, you know, I was growing, because 100 is a lot. I'm still surprised I had 100. So I guess I did think I would get 200 eventually. But when I first started off my channel, I never did. But I guess it just goes to show persistence. I've always, you know, made videos regardless of subscriber count and all that. So yeah, I guess I didn't initially, but eventually, you know, I figured my channel's growing, so that's just the next step. Then he asks, collab. Should we just take a look at all the different videos Pineapple has been in with me? Because there is a few of them. Alright, quickly looking through here, let's see. He was in Gamemode 4 Dragonflight. Existence, so that's 2. Let's just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's in that one. 5. He's in that one. 6, 7. Come on, he's 8. There we go. 8. Probably been in more too, but just as an example. And finally we have here from TC Midnight, where does peach pies come from if it's not on the list? Peach pies, McPeachpies, my sister came up with it many years ago before I even started a YouTube channel or anything. My sister wanted to make me a Twitter account, so she did, and she was like, I'm going to call it McPeachpies. So I guess, well, I don't know where like everything else from, but peach or peaches, that's what my sister usually calls me. I don't know why, but yeah, it's just my sister came up with the name for no reason whatsoever, if that answers the question. Alright guys, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this little Q&A episode. If you have any more questions that you wanted to ask me that you missed out on asking me, then just pop them down in the description below and I'll be sure to answer them the best I can anyway in text format. But yeah, so thank you everyone for watching. I hope you noticed the light level changing as I've recorded this in the late evening because I have terrible lighting in my room and most of the time I look very tired if I have, say, my desk lamp and the laptop. I've actually moved my laptop to be adjacent with me instead of the usual angle that I have. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. Again, if you do have any more questions, just let me know. I've been trying to look at the camera as much as I can because, as TC pointed out, I keep looking at that little box there with my face on it in my recording preview. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. As usual, be sure to leave a like, and if you're not already subscribed, well then why are you watching this? Most people wouldn't click on a Q&A video if they're not already subscribed. But if you're not already subscribed and you did like this video, be sure to subscribe. But that's it from me, so thank you everyone for watching. I'll catch you next time.